job at J.J. Newberry?
Oh, that was just when we lived in Compton, and your dad got laid off one Christmas, and you were just a little tot. And I said, I took you in the stroller, and we went down to Newberry's, and I applied for a job so we could have a little Christmas money. That was the purpose of it. And you did. We bought you a little fire truck, and so that you'd have a Christmas. And after that, later on, I didn't go to work till in 1950, after we got our home over in Norwalk. And then after that, your dad got laid off one year at Studebaker, and the three of us went to the unemployment place, and I said, I want to go see if I can get a job to help us through, you know, and because things were hard back then, just like they are now. So they sent me down to this place in L.A., All Gas Company. Well, don't be showing this to everybody, because I don't want to.
Well, we'll show it to who we want to.
I don't want you to.
Okay.
You keep this and just show it to John Paul when he grows up.
Well, how about great-grandchildren?
Oh, yeah.
And how about Justin?
Yes, so you can show it to
Okay.
But
and how about your new great-grandson or daughter that's going to be born in September from Michelle? So anyways, we got a few people we can show to. Okay, now, the battery had gone out on the camera, so we had to change batteries, and we're going to try to get back into the places where we had left off. And Granny was saying that she had worked in Los Angeles and, for a company called All Gas to help out when Dad had got laid off from Studebaker. Now, so you worked at All Gas for how many years, Granny?
17.
17 years. And what did you do there?
Oh, before I went to, wait a minute. I'm trying to think. I worked during the war at a different place. Now I'm getting
well, okay.
kind of...
Yeah, but first off, what did you do at All Gas? We don't get confused.
I did assembly work.
Assembly work. Okay, now, prior to working for All Gas, back in World War II, before I was born, you worked at a place doing what?
I worked called Weber's Showcase, and they made airplane wings. Airplane wings mostly, and I did riveting. I did the riveting, and my partner, we worked on the wings, and she worked in.
And she was the bucker, and you were the riveter, huh?
That's it. But first we had to go to school. They sent us to school to learn that.
Well, sure. You know, you don't make a rivet right, you know,
That's
somebody'd be
right.
falling out of the sky.
That's right.
Okay.
So they sent us to school, and we worked, did that.
Okay. Now, today, how old are you, Granny?
73. I'll soon be 74.
Okay, so you're 73 years old when we're making this tape. And at this point in time in your life, what are some of the things that you'd like to do the most?
Now?
Yeah. Besides going roller skating and jumping on the trampoline.
Gee, I can't think of anything. I just...
Like to play with your grandkids? Take care of them? Kind of make oohs and ahs as they do things?
Just contented seeing...
We have one of Granny's grandkids right here now, and that's John Paul. And he's almost 6 months old. So if you hear a little voice in the background being picked up from this microphone, that's his is. John Paul and Marcy's here with us too, my wife.
And I enjoy being with my family.
Okay, well good. We enjoy having you with us too.
And John Paul and
Now I'm gonna ask you a few questions and then I'm gonna close and I'm gonna ask you if there's anything special you'd like to pass on to your grandkids. I think it's always amazed me as I was a child growing up, seeing some of the cost differences in things, and so I'd like to kind of get some comparisons from you. Now, when you were a child, you could buy a loaf of bread. Do you remember how much a loaf of bread would cost?
well, hon, I don't think it was very much, maybe 15 cents or something like that.
Okay, 15 cents for a loaf of bread maybe when Granny was
I wish I had kept some clippings.
when Granny was
A little
a
kid.
little girl, and I know today you can pay $2 for a loaf of bread, for good bread and things like that. So it just kind of shows you what inflation is. When Granny and when my mother and father bought their first house in Norwalk,
Our only
their
house.
first and only house in Norwalk
Yeah.
cost them $7,900.
Yeah, I think it was.
Just-
that was approximately what it was.
It was approximately $7,900 for a
Mhm.
2-bedroom, 1-bath, 1-car garage home in Norwalk, and that was back in 1950. Well,
Yes.
Marcy and I bought our first house in Fallbrook, California in 1985, and we paid $93,500 for it. Now we thought that was a high price to pay at that time. Today it's currently 1991, and you couldn't touch the house that we bought. You couldn't duplicate it for $150,000. So it's showing you somewhat of the progression and the value of homes and things that have gone up over the years. I know when I was a child and I used to attend a military school, I was able to buy candy bars at what they called Save-On drugstore, and they still have Save-Ons today. And I used to buy 3 candy bars for a dime. Today, in the market, a candy bar is 50 cents for a single candy bar. So it gives you sort of an idea. And I know when I was first growing up and I was a teenager, we used to go driving around in cars, gasoline was less than 20 cents a gallon. I've seen it as much as $1.50 and $1.60 a gallon. And what did you pay? Do you remember what you paid for gas when you were a kid?
We didn't have a car when I was a kid.
Well, I know when I used to go driving around, we used to pay like 17.9, almost 18 cents
No,
a gallon.
we didn't have a car when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Our family didn't, but some of I can remember the neighbors, and they had these big old fenders, running boards on, and when we'd go to town, they'd let us kids stand on the running board.
Yeah. Okay, now, I'm going to ask you, Granny, what are some of the special experiences and thoughts that you'd like to pass on to your grandchildren from you? And I want you to look right in the camera and tell them.
Special thoughts and
Some things you'd like to let them know, from you and how you feel and stuff. Okay?
Well, I don't know how I feel or anything. I just have always wanted everybody to get along and love each other. And I don't know. I just hope and pray that they can
You want to
all.
tell them you love them?
Well, of course I love them dearly.
You look right at the camera so you can tell them that.
I love them dearly, my grandchildren, and you, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know that.
Well, yeah, but
And
we
I just I hope we can all just stay together and be a close-knit family always.
Mm.
And I don't know what else to say. What should I say?
Well,
That I love all of you.
I think that's pretty good.
And Mommy, don't step on me. I'm that little sweetheart.
Okay, we're gonna add a third person to this picture right now.
Look at this. This is one of the.
This is my mom's third grandson, and I'm gonna have to take his binky out of his mouth so he doesn't look like.
Say why, Daddy? Say why?
This is John Paul, almost 6 months old, and he is adorable.
Yes, he
He's
is.
such a joy and a blessing in our life, in all of our lives.
We love him dearly.
That's right, we sure do.
Mm-hmm.
Can you wave to the camera, John Paul? Say hi. I'll be looking at myself later.
He says it took me a while to.
That's right.
Oh, you are so
See my sweet
sweet.
smile? See my sweet smile?
Look how intelligent he is. He says, well,
Okay.
honey, you know
Marcy, why
Granny.
don't you go ahead and say this to me?
You know Granny loves you.
All right, ready, Granny? We're going to say goodbye now. Goodbye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
We'll see you soon.
Yes, we will.
There we are.
Okay, here we are again. Thank you. Okay, this is Mother's Day, and I thought it would be a good day to do our personal interview with Mom, Yia Yia, and we could record this on video for our posterity. And Mom, what is your full name?
My full name is Stella Michael Costuros.
Okay, and you were born when?
March 21st, 1922,
Where were you
in
born?
Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Okay, and circumstances surrounding your birth?
I have a twin brother named George. I was a 4-pound baby. I was 7 months.
Premature?
Premature, yes. And
Any other circumstances? Were you born in the hospital?
I was born in the hospital, but I don't know what hospital. It was Minneapolis. And my parents are Greek.
Was it the weather? Do you know what the weather was like or anything like that?
I have no idea.
Okay, so you weren't born on a holiday or anything?
Oh, no holiday. First day of spring I was born.
Okay, and your
Okay.
Father's full name?
My father was named Michael George Costuros.
And your mother's name?
And my mother was named Eleftheria Crielis.
Okay.
And they were both born in Greece.
And their birth dates, do you remember?
My mother was born June 4th, and my father was born October 23rd.
Okay. Well, you can look at me once in a while.
Okay.
Just relax.
Okay.
There.
That's him.
Alex,
Oh, no.
your face is there. Okay, and your parents were born in Greece. Do you know what city or town they were born in?
My mother was born in Athens, Greece, and my father was born in Guyana.
In California?
Yes.
Any special things about your father that you would like to tell your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren?
He was a hard-working man, very intelligent.
What did he do for them?
He was a cook, and he came from a very high society family in Greece. And his brother was the president in Greece.
President of the country?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. His brother was the president. And my mother was a beautiful woman. She played the guitar and sang, and we had a beautiful relationship of singing, and the whole family, we harmonized, we sang a lot. She played the guitar.
Good.
She was a seamstress. She was very beautiful, and she had a large family.
She came from a large family?
She came, from what I understood, she came from a very large family. I think she had 16 brothers and 4 sisters.
but I could be wrong.
Now you have brothers and sisters. You have stepbrothers and sisters, right?
Yes, I had three deceased. Angelo, my brother Angelo, and my sister
Is it
Dorothy, and Louis, and stepbrother George.
Louis?
No, Louis.
You said Louis.
No, I said
You said Angelo?
Angelo Lillian.
Lillian.
Yeah, and my sister Dorothy,
And they were your,
half sister and my
from
half
your
brothers
mother's.
on my mother's side.
Okay. And your brothers and sisters, their names? From the oldest to the
All right, Sophie is my oldest sister. She lives in Chicago, and of course, Uncle George, he came first.
So
We
you
were
and
5
Uncle
minutes
George are
apart.
second.
5 minutes apart. We were the second, and then Pauline, that lives in San Francisco, and Christine.
Christine's the baby.
And Christina is the baby, and she's the tallest.
And we know who the shortest
And
is.
I'm the shortest because if I didn't have my brother, I would have been taller.
He's at half the height.
Yeah.
And we're not showing you something here, but if the camera were to move down, you'd see that we had to put a pillow behind us because neither one of us could touch the floor. But I'm nothing like my mother. Anyway, okay. Now, were you ever baptized as a baby?
Yes, we were baptized in the Greek Orthodox Church.
And where was that?
That was in Minneapolis.
How old were you when you were baptized?
I have no idea. I know I was small.
You don't remember being
No.
baptized?
No, I don't.
So probably a couple years old or younger.
Oh, I think I was a baby, but 3 or 4 weeks or a month or something.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when,
Yeah.
Well, I thought, we were baptized like at 18 months or something.
Well, you was because the kids were baptized younger.
Okay. Okay, then you started school when you were how old?
I started school when I was 7,
Mm-hmm.
and
You have kindergarten or?
yeah, I went to kindergarten. I was, I think I was 7.
when you
And,
started?
yeah, and because I was so small and
You were premature.
premature
And
baby, and,
they developed slow
yeah.
physically. Okay, and then what school, do you know the name of the school you went to?
Well, I went to, I don't know the grade school, but I went to, Whittier Junior High School. Then we came to California in 1936. And I went to St. Peter, California, and I went to Dana High
So
School.
you came to California and started high school?
Yeah. And then I went to, then I went to horseman school in Minneapolis when I was young.
And what was that, a junior?
That was, grade school.
Grade school.
Yeah, and then we came to California, and like, as I mentioned before, 1936, and I went to Dana, and then I went to, St. Peter High School, and I graduated in 1941.
What was Dana? Was that a junior high?
That was a junior high.
Oh, okay. You graduated in
And-
1941?
Yes, winter 1941.
And who were some of your close friends throughout your school life? Do you have any close friends?
I have,
You remember?
yeah, her name was Dorothy Hannigan, and we did a lot of things together. We went to her church.
Was that in Minneapolis?
That was in San Pedro. And then, I had many friends in school.
But you remember her? She
I
was,
remember her, and, can't recall the others right offhand. But I was very good in sports in school.
what sports did you play?
I played, basketball. I was very good in basketball. I was in high
Well,
jump.
could you just kind of go like that and dunk it in the
Well, I was thinner.
basket? You were thinner, but
I
were you
was
taller too?
Thinner, but I had more life. I could jump high.
Oh, she had, flubber on the bottom. Anyway, you gotta relax there.
Sister, and
So
I was
played
very,
basketball.
and very good in art and in music. I was in school operas, and I had small parts.
What part did you sing?
Uh,
Vocal part, soprano, alto?
I sang high soprano at that time. And when I was 10 years old in Minneapolis, I do children, grandchildren.
Great-grandchildren.
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 When I was in Minneapolis and I was 10 years old, and we went on a picnic, and I got on top of the table, and I sang the Indian Love Call.
Oh.
And some man heard me. He came to our table and asked his friend that he wanted to know where we lived, so they wanted to take me to Hollywood to sing. And of course, that time my mother said no.
And you were 10 years old?
And I was 10 years old.
That's nice.
And my mother, your great-grandmother, some guy went to Greece and heard somebody sing in the backyard, and they went to the house and told the mother they wanted her to bring her to the United States and train her voice to sing. She sang in many Greek affairs. She sang high soprano, played the guitar, and was in a lot of Greek plays when we were children.
Well, I'm not going to cut you off, but you're getting ahead of me, and
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
we could take up a whole life
Okay,
on the
understood.
video, but we're going to go on. Okay, did you have any favorite teachers in school, or teachers that you remember their names, or
Yeah, I had
Something
Mrs.
special.
Cox and Mrs. Spencer,
in what grades?
and I think I was in the 7th grade.
And were they teachers of a subject, or did they just teach you?
Mrs. Cox was the English teacher, and I had Mrs. Cole was the art teacher.
What did you like about them?
They were very warm and loving, and I just loved them. They were really good to me.
Good teachers. Okay. Any special memories about school days? Any fun things that you remember about your school days?
I was in choir, in the choir, and I really enjoyed all my friends. We got together and we played games and we did things together, and I really loved school. The only thing I was very poor in was math.
Okay, I'm going to stop this for a minute. Okay, we're back on the air. We had an interruption with the telephone, so we'll go ahead and we were talking about special memories about school days. And you were in the choir. Did you go around and have like festivals with other choirs, other schools, or anything
No,
like that?
just at the school, and
Did you sing solos ever? Or?
yeah, on the stage I did, and a play I did, and then and I was in a spelling bee, and out of 100 people, I was 3rd place.
Good.
And
that was what grade?
that was in junior high school. And I love sports, and I love music, and I love people. And
Okay. Now, what special memories did you have about school days? I think that's what we asked when we
Yeah.
broke up the camera. So those are your special memories. You graduated, you said, in 1941.
I graduated in 1941 in the wintertime.
You didn't go on to college?
No college. I stayed home as my mother wasn't feeling too well, and I did chores in the house, and
You didn't work or anything?
no,
you
I
just
never
helped her?
worked. I just cleaned house, helped Mom, and
Okay. What kind of things did you do as a child? Did you have any adventures, or did you have any, were you adventurous? Did you climb trees and break a leg, or do anything, like that? What kind of games did you play? And
I don't recall if we played any games. We sang a lot.
you could sing.
We stayed in the house and we sang a
You didn't
lot.
play things like Mother May I and Kick the
No,
Can
no, we never did that.
Hide and go
And
seek.
I used to play hide and go seek.
in the house.
Hide in the bathtub.
He
Just
still
looking
does.
for me. And I'd scare my sister, and we used to go to the store, and the candy that time was, you get a bag of candy for 1 cent or 5 cents, and then we go in the bedroom, and I'd hide my candy and tell my sisters I didn't have no candy, and after I eat theirs, I hide mine.
Well, I'm going to tell you something that she's not going to tell you. When we used to play Monopoly, she always sat on her money. and she didn't want anybody to know. And I don't know why, 'cause Monopoly isn't a game where you hide your money, but she thought that was part of the game, so she always hid her money.
I don't remember that.
Anyway, that's some of my fun memories, but, you didn't go anywhere on camping trips or anything like that?
Oh,
Did you have a car?
we never had a car, but we did go I went on a Greek camping
With the
with
church?
my mother and my father and my sisters, yes. And then,
Camp in tents, or?
no tents, it was a bungalow in Minneapolis. And then when I was about 8 or 9 years old, we went on a farm with the family, with some Greek people, and we had the best time. And the man on the farm named John, and my sister dropped a dime, and she was looking for it, and he said, well, if you leave that dime there, there's gonna grow trees. And so we were looking for the dime. And then they had an outhouse that my youngest sister Christine, she had to go to the bathroom, and I took her out, and I closed the door, and I forgot all about
You
her.
fell.
And she was 5, I must have been about 8, and she was about 6.
Now, I want you to tell the camera, were you a bully? Were you a bully to your sister Christine?
No, I didn't realize that I locked her in the bathroom, and then when my mother asked me where she was,
Who was stinker, huh?
and boy, did I get a beating. Boy, I sure
Trouble,
did.
huh?
I sure did.
Do you have any church memories? Were you were raised Greek Orthodox?
I didn't go to church too much, but I've always wanted to be a missionary or a nun, and that was my dream. But I went a couple times to the Greek church.
You were raised in the Greek church as a child?
We was raised in the Greek
But
church,
you didn't-
but we didn't go all the time. I've always wanted to go every time, but I just,
It's not how you were brought up.
no. My sister did a lot.
Well, do you have any faith promoting experiences? Anything that happened to you that was, you know what I mean by faith promoting?
It was,
And, religious
Good.
experiences?
oh,
that
yes.
Really briefly.
In 1973, my daughter Angie and I were living together as all the children were married, and the father passed away. I've always, as I mentioned, I've always wanted to be a minister, but I wanted to go on a retreat, but I was afraid because I didn't understand what it was. And so the people at the church, it was the Catholic church called the Charismatic, they prayed for me that I could go on this trip. So I don't know what it was. They said sometimes it lasts only 5 months or maybe a year before I get a call, and I got a call March 13th and said, Stella, you're accepted and you can go on this retreat. I cannot explain, but there was something that really spiritual happened to me in my home. I cried and cried and cried and cried. I was so thrilled, and I thanked God. And then all of a sudden, it seemed like there was a light all around me, maybe because I was so blind and I couldn't see. And really and truly, I heard a voice said, you are something, because I never thought I was anything. So I went on this retreat, and it was the most beautiful thing, and the Spirit of God came into my life. And my life began a happier life and joy that will always, and really and truly, I feel rich and blessed in the Lord's blessings He's restored upon my life.
Thanks for sharing that. Did you have any childhood illnesses like, the measles, the chicken
I had the
pox?
whooping cough, the chicken pox, and measles.
You had the mumps or anything?
I had the mumps, and I remember one time, I don't know, I think I was about 6 or 7, and we were playing house, and I pretend I was a doctor, and I had my little sister Christina there. We had the doll, and I says, well, I'm sorry if you think you got chicken pox, and the measles. So I went downstairs to eat, And my mother, we were sitting around the table, and my mother says, "What's wrong with your face?" And I said, "I don't know." And I'll be darned, I broke out with the biggest hole.
So you get for trying to be a
So
doctor.
that's why I tried to be a nurse. I've always wanted to be a nurse or take care of somebody.
Okay, do you have a favorite movie?
There was one movie I saw that I will never forget. I can't remember. I know, I think I was about 12 or 13 years old, and the movie was called Over the Hill.
Who was it?
And it was an old actors, James Dunn and Sally Eilers and Mae March. And it was a picture of a mother that her son had to go to war. And he sent money to his mother, but the mother never got the money because the son took, the oldest boy took the money. So when the son came home to find his girlfriend and find out that the son took the money and didn't pay for the home, and the mother lost the home, and when the youngest son found out, they said, "Your mother is over the hill." So we went over the hill to a big house, and he saw this lady, walked in the door. He says, "I want to know where my mother was." And he saw this lady on her knees scrubbing, and he looked and said, "Mom," and he picked her up in his arm, and it was the most beautiful movie I ever saw.
I've never seen that movie. Your favorite song?
Oh, I have so many favorite songs. I love the Indian Love Call. I love church songs.
You just like to sing.
I just enjoy singing so much.
What about books? Do you have a favorite book?
I'm not much of a reader, and I'm sorry to say it. I think I should get more in the word of the real true love. This is our Jesus Christ, in the Bible, the gospel.
What kind of duties did you have in the home? Did you have chores that were yours that you had to do?
I had to, I clean house, I wash clothes, and,
You didn't have an assignment like that was your assignment?
washing clothes, cleaning the house, and,
Okay. How old were you when you first met Dad?
I met,
Now, we have to keep these brief because I don't know how much time is left.
I met, your grandfather.
No.
No.
Okay, you're talking to all your posterity.
Yeah, okay, I
So you
met
met your
him,
first husband.
for my first husband, I met him in 1941.
And where?
And, no, I think it was in 42. Yeah, it was in 42.
And where did you meet him?
And I went to a show in San Pedro, and it was called the Warner's Brothers, and I went with this show with my sister Pauline and her boyfriend at that time, Jim.
You were chaperone?
Yeah, but I went to the show, and it was so strange, I happened to turn back, but I was thin and real cute that time. But I went
And
to
taller.
the show, and